Hey, it's been a while since I've done a video for the BSA. Now, I was going to try to get this done as quick as I could for the built well this year, but unfortunately I am not going. So I just kind of lost steam on this, but I'm trying to get back on it. I've already made a new number plate for it, a desert fender from scratch. Here's some pictures. And I also made a air cleaner. It's basically a big snorkel that comes over here. So to get back into it, I'm going to start with pulling the primary back off. I'm going to beef up the exhaust because it's really only held on here, and that always comes out and there, and that's it. So it needs some more. I'm also going to build my skid plate. And finally, this gearbox really leaks. I was just going to ignore it for the ride, the race. But now that I'm not going, I'm just going to go ahead and pull this thing out and go through it. I'm sure this will take me at least a few months. Alright, first thing first, take the primary off. All I gotta do is take the foot peg off, pull the clutch, chain, and that should be about it. Alright, I got the primary stuff off. This clutch was so loose when I opened it up the first time. I didn't even need to use the clutch puller tool, but this time I definitely did. I noticed there's a little bit more wear than I saw before. A lot of these studs on the clutch basket are a little bit wonky. If money was no option, I'd just replace this, but I think it'll be just fine, so I'm going to go ahead and keep using it. I've got new plates and stuff inside, so a lot of this is getting refurbished, but that's not the point of this. Right now, I took the primary off so I could actually attach the primary cover. Well, looky there! There's the missing chain link I was looking for. The clip stuck right there to the primary. Anyway, I need to attach the primary, both parts, because I need to build my skid plate. So I need to know where to have all the parts and pieces fold around. By the way, I'm going to have to repair this inner primary cover. It's got a good little crack on the top. Looks like it got worn through with a chain, maybe. So I'll need to weld that up. Also need to clean these covers, but as soon as any sort of cleaner touches this green paint, it just comes right off. It's like single stage paint. It's cool, it's old, but it's not very useful when you want to clean it. While the attachment holes for the inner primary are so worn out and hogged out that there's just slop everywhere. Hopefully I can repair that too when I need to pull this back off. When I opened up this primary the first time, it was missing this piece. It's like it goes along with the gearbox here, so there should be like a felt seal and stuff behind there, but it was completely missing, so I had to buy a repop. Lots of other little things in here that need to be replaced. Alright, so for the skid plate here, I've been thinking about this for a while. I've got a piece of 14 gauge waiting to be cut out for all the parts and pieces. Also, last time I was at the welding store, I just bought a whole bunch of these brackets. It makes it really convenient. So I think I'm going to come off here. It's an angle kind of like that or something. And then underneath, I'm going to come off the frame bolt. But it's going to be pretty simple. It's just going to curve down here, go pretty much flat straight underneath. There's going to be a little kind of up guard right here to protect the primary cover. There's going to be room for the side stand to be able to lock into place. On this side, it's going to have a nice little cover to protect the timing cover right there, and maybe a little bit for the exhaust. These brackets in the rear here are already pretty much the perfect length. They just perfectly cover the sump right there. Also, these are going to be hooked in the back. There's going to be a slot here, so I can just slide it on, and then it'll be connected in the front. So I was going to build this thing out of cardboard first, but I don't think I need to. I think it's going to kind of build itself, because it's pretty much just a straight bent piece with some side pieces welded on. Here's some sketches. So it looks something like that. Slotted in the back, holes in the front, primary cover, timing cover, and kind of the front plate here. Add a few little drain holes where needed. The whole idea is to make it easy on and easy off, but also do its job. I think I'm changing my mind where the rear mount goes. I removed the center stand, which was pretty fun, and I think I'm just going to use that spot to locate to. Come right down from there. So the skid plate's basically going to go all the way back here, all the way back here, all the way up front, and up. Change of plans. As much as I love this period correct Zerwiz side stand, I think I'm going to take it off. I've replaced it with one of this old bolt-on styles back here. The problem is I'm losing probably 2 inches of ground clearance here. Plus, if I have my side cover, if I have the skid plate right here, and I hit something with this, it's going to whack into it no matter what. So I think I'm just going to get rid of it. When I use this bike for street, I'll put it back on. I just love these things so much. But it's going for the desert bike here. Keeping this, it folds up real nice. Hooks in right there like that. I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to just try to go ahead and design this thing without a cardboard template. I think it's going to pretty much build itself. There needs to be clearance for the brake. I'm going to have a section that comes up here. It's going to kind of envelop this front area here. On this side, we're going to cut back and come around, again bend up, and there's going to be a little shrouded section right here for this timing cover. Needs to be room for the kickstart to go down. I'll probably add a little kind of a 1/8 inch lip around some of these sections to kind of strengthen the plate a little bit more. But let me cut this out and see how it looks. Alright, I've got it kind of basically lined up and in place with some blocks to kind of get it up there. Probably can go just a little bit higher, honestly. But anyway, it looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. So I'm going to build like a kind of a 2-piece shroud right here, and probably like some sort of rail to kind of strengthen that. There's room for the brake. On the timing side, I'm going to do the same thing. Put a little rail back here, and then this is going to be built up. Probably another 2-piece. I'm going to bend this up just a little bit more. But yeah, it came together pretty good. I haven't been recording very much, but I've got quite a bit done now. I've got the front mounts on. I've got the rear mounts. They just kind of slot on. I've got an extra brace here on the side, on the sides here. Now I'm doing the front braces. So this one's going to go kind of like right here. That one's going to go right there. These are cut out so you can access the bolt here that holds on the exhaust. All right, I'm going to go tack these on now. All right, all the support structure is done. So that's how I can access the bolt hole here for the exhaust. And this goes on. Hopefully I didn't mess up something here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now I can begin to form the kind of the plates. Yep, looks like a sled. Okay, so I've got the first side roughed in here. This is the fun part, because as long as it does its function, you can kind of just make it however you want, as long as it looks good to you. So I've got it tacked in, And this side is not tacked in yet, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this over to my bag and kind of round out the structure a little bit, and then I'm going to form that up. Probably have to trim it a little bit and then tack it into place. But I thought it'd be nice to have kind of a rounder section here covering the primary cover. Anyway, time to pull this off and get it on the bag. Okay, so this is an Eastwood bag, and I've actually had it for a few years now, and I'm finally using it. I literally just filled it up with play sand. I guess from what I've read, you shouldn't use play sand because of the dust and the silica, and it gets in your lungs, but you know, I do this maybe once or twice a year, so I'm not too worried. Anyway, I'm gonna round out these shapes a little bit, and then I'll tack it back into position and I'll start the other side. Alright, we got a nice little curve on this, so I'm going to trim it up to here, kind of round right there and come down. Oh hey, I found my marker cap. Cool. Alright, after a lot of time grinding and reinforcing on the inside with welds, here she is. It's almost symmetrical, but the sides are just enough different that there's a difference. All right, bash guard, bash plate, skid plate, whatever you want to call it, done. Next up, I'm going to take this gearbox out and rebuild this. So, see you next time.